Hey, Lee here. Hope you're doing well. I just got access to a really cool report that's launching tomorrow, and I wanted to walk you through this so you can decide if there's something that you're interested in. Me personally, I mean, you'll be able to see as I walk through this whole thing, but me personally, I think it's killer. Since it's a report and there's nothing I can show you in terms of software on a screenshot, I'm just going to hold up pieces of paper and show you stuff without giving away information, obviously. But anyway, this is called the MobiLead method. And of course, I mean, there's tons of stuff about mobile this and mobile that that comes out almost on a daily basis. But what struck me about this and what made me sit up and say, aha, this is really different, is the fact that this report was authored by two different people. Chris Munch, who is a well-known information marketer, and also this guy right here, whose name is, and I'm going to try not to butcher this, Trent Dyersman. Now what's cool about Trent is not one of your normal everyday info marketer, WSO creator type people. What Trent is an actual builder of offline businesses. He's on his second business now. And he sold his first business back in 2008. Says here he started it in 2001 and then sold it in 2008 for a very tidy, nice payday. I think that's very cool. This picture of Trent right here I know it's really hard to see. And I'm trying, I'm doing this because A, I want to make it real. B, I don't want to give away too much. Okay, that would be unfair to Trent and Chris. But anyway, this is a picture of Trent getting an award for the top 100 fastest growing businesses in Canada. And I'm guessing it doesn't really exactly tell the year, but you're looking at somewhere between 201 and 208 when he sold the business. So that really got my attention. In other words, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, okay, this is not just something somebody dreamed up in their bedroom. This guy's the real deal. Okay, and I think that's really, really, really cool. Now, as I'm looking through I'm going to have to learn my left from my right if I'm going to do this. When I'm looking through the table of contents, I'll tell you exactly another thing that really made me sit up and I thought, wow, I really, really like this. As a matter of fact, I like it so much that I personally am going to take some of the things that they're doing and dovetail it into my own method of doing things. But I suspect that you, like me, have bought WSOs and reports and software and yada yada that tells you how to do cool stuff, fulfillment stuff. Okay, it tells you how to deliver a certain product or a certain service to a business, gives you the software to find this and that and yada yada. And when it comes time to say, okay, now here's how you sell this, you get like a paragraph, right? Oh, and by the way, all you need to do is whatever, and then you can sell it. And you and I both know that that's backwards. You can know all the ninja stuff you want to, and nobody's really going to care, and you're still going to be broke unless you can sell stuff to businesses. I really, one thing when I first started reading this report is I was looking at it and thinking, aha, he's got this in the right order. Because he basically takes his whole step-by-step method that he perfected for selling these kinds of things that we sell to businesses, and he's broken this down into glorious detail. I mean, this is the kind of thing that you can read it and say, okay, he says to do this, check, got that. Next thing I need to do, check, got that. Next thing I need to do, I love his, I'm not going to tell you the steps here because that would be giving too much away, but his 5-step buyer funnel. I love it when I hear the idea of a funnel that's not just a one-shot thing. If you've been on any webinars with me recently or read any of my emails recently, you know that I'm like on this personal rant that selling offline is real sales, and real sales depends on follow-up. Trent is all about that. Trent tells you exactly how he contacts business, who to contact, what to sell them, how to contact them, and then because you know this is not a light switch. You don't turn the light switch on and money flows out, right? Like we discussed in my last VIP training webinar, or webinars. This is real sales, and real sales, the heart of real sales is in the follow-up. That's where the gold is. He tells you all about how to do this. I mean, he's got it down to just the, it's not like he tells you what to do and then leaves you sitting there kind of scratching your head, thinking about the last 10%, which is, okay, now that I know what to do, how do I break it down into steps? He's already got it broken down into steps for you. I mean, you could basically start on page 1 and work your way through page 30, 40, whatever it is, and actually make this thing work. Now, and then of course he talks about delivering the service. Okay, so what he's focusing on is selling mobile websites and other things. And essentially the way that he does this, I will tell you this much because I want to make sure you understand this. Essentially the way that he does this is he contacts businesses and has a follow-up. Then he gets businesses, the business people, the decision makers, to either go to a webinar or a webinar recording, at which point, and he tells you, again, he tells you in glorious detail how to do this whole thing. And then they go there and then they learn what this is all about, and then they start buying. Okay. Again, I'm trying to sort of thread the needle here about giving you enough information about what this is about without giving away too much. But he's got the whole thing nailed down, exactly who you want to target, why you want to target them, how to target them, how to do the follow-up, and it's easy to do. I mean, there is nothing weird or, you know, scary or anything like that here. Even gets into outsourcing. Okay, not only outsourcing the delivery of the service, the fulfillment, but even gets into outsourcing the prospecting, the getting of business, so that basically all you're doing is managing this whole thing. I found this really, really cool. I know that a lot of you probably have never, I'm guessing that a lot of you probably have never run a webinar, and there's nothing weird or scary about that. As a matter of fact, you can get a 30-day free trial at GoToWebinar, which is one of his suggested hosting platforms. So what I thought I would do, this launches tomorrow. I honestly forgot what time it launches while I'm making this video, and I'm pretty happy with what I've said thus far. So what I'm going to do is I'll have the time on the same page as this video so you can see when it launches, and of course when it launches I'll send you an email and all that stuff. But I know a lot of people may be a little unfamiliar with webinars, and you may think that's a big scary thing. Yet another whole issue to learn, yet another platform and all that stuff. Running a webinar is actually super easy. And as a matter of fact, I recently wrote a report called Offline Webinar Guru, which I'm going to be using as an OTO to something I'm launching in the near future. A few of you, not that many, a few of you have this report because you've run into it in various ways through me talking about it, etc., but most of you don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer this report as a bonus. If you buy this, you get my Offline Webinar Guru report. Now, what that will do for you, that will take all of the question marks about the webinar part totally out. Okay, that will answer all of that, because that's a very, very step-by-step report about how to run your first webinar. And again, you can do that for a month for free. Okay, GoToWebinar is free for a month. At which point, if you do this, you'll be making plenty of money to do webinars. And actually, you know, that really, some of you may have heard scary numbers about how much GoToWebinar is. That's if you get one of those super huge accounts like I have, okay? But if you get the kind of account that you would use for a business application like this, it's very, very reasonable on a monthly basis. So I'm just trying to be totally upfront with you about anything that you might be wondering about vis-a-vis this report. So that bonus will be available to you tomorrow when you buy this. And sounds cool. Any questions, just, get in touch with me. I'm just sitting here working, etc., and happy to answer whatever questions I can about this without, of course, giving away the shop. Thank you so much, and thank you for looking at this video. I appreciate you, and I appreciate your time looking at this.